Ukrainian drone attacks struck some of Russia's largest oil and gas production plants, causing major fires and leaving them on standby.
Trump threatens to impose trade tariffs on the EU and the UK, but appears to take a softer tone towards British Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Les demandes formulées sur de nombreux bancs pour l'éducation, pour l'écologie.
Well, the French Prime Minister François Bayrou's recently appointed government survived a no-confidence vote. After forcing this year's long overdue budget plan through Parliament without a vote on Monday afternoon, Bayrou now faces a no-confidence motion as early as Wednesday. A total of 288 votes are needed from MPs to successfully topple the government. And for the moment, it's the hard-left France Unbowed party that said that they will be putting forward two separate motions, one against the budget plan and another one against the social security budget. As a reminder, Bayrou's predecessor, Michel Barnier, was ousted in December after the far right and the left-wing coalition, the NFP, joined forces. However, this time the Socialist Party, part of the NFP, said on Monday that it has chosen not to vote against Bayrou just yet. The far-right National Rally Party told us that they're still hesitating, but that they will make a decision by Wednesday afternoon. But without this crucial socialist vote, well, it looks like Bayrou might be able to survive a confidence vote this week, meaning that the budget plan could be adopted as early as end of February. This contentious bill plans to cut an eye-watering 30 billion euros and raise taxes by 20 billion euros. France has been under pressure from the EU for its public deficit reaching 6% in 2024, more than double the percentage allowed by Brussels. Sofia Katzenkova reporting from Paris for Euronews.
Ukrainian long-range drones struck one of Russia's biggest gas processing plants in Astrakhan, Kyiv said on Monday. According to the head of Russia's Astrakhan region, the strike triggered fires at the energy plant. The facility, one of Russia's main supplier of sulfur for explosives, was put on standby. More fires broke out after another attack on Russia's largest oil refineries, the second in 3 days, targeting a major facility in the Volgograd region. The strike disrupted flights from the Volga region to the Caucasus Mountains. Meanwhile, Russian strikes killed one person in the southern city of Kherson and injured 14 over the past day, according to Ukrainian officials. Kherson's military also reported that Russia attacked a passenger bus using drones and injuring 5 people.
Hundreds of people scrambled to leave the Greek island of Santorini by ferry on Monday after an increase in seismic activity raised concerns about a potential powerful earthquake. Local officials said 6 tremors whose magnitude exceeded 4.9 on the Richter scale were recorded on the island and off the coast of Amogos Islands. Authorities banned access to some seaside areas.
Η σεισμική αυτή δραστηριότητα δεν θα πάψει να υπάρχει τις αμέσως επόμενες μέρες, θα διατηρηθεί αρκετές μέρες ακόμα, ίσως και αρκετές εβδομάδες. Δεδομένου ότι έχουμε να κάνουμε μια εξαιρετικά πολύπλοκη διαδικασία εξέλιξης του φαινομένου.
The frequency of the quakes has worried residents. According to the University of Athens Seismological Laboratory, more than 280 earthquakes were recorded across Greek islands over the past 3 days. Santorini, a premier tourism destination, draws more than 3 million visitors annually to its whitewashed scenic villages.
The revival of US President Donald Trump's demand to acquire Greenland has cast a light on long-standing difficult relations between Copenhagen and Nuuk, as well as reignited calls for independence. It's also laid bare the country's importance as a semi-autonomous Danish state, loaded with critical minerals, a highly lucrative fishing industry, and a vital Arctic location. Melina Abelson is chair of Greenland's largest company, Royal Greenland. It's a state-owned fishing company representing over 95% of Greenland's exports. She says Greenland will work with other countries based on equal footing.
I think the Greenlanders are also very worried. The news poll just came out that also said that no one really wants to be bought by the US. I mean, the whole abrupt way of coming forward and saying that I want to buy Greenland, it's like we're not for sale. We're not playing Monopoly here in this world. Actually, we are a people living in here, living in Greenland. So I think the whole way of talking about that is just not the way we would like to talk with an allied partner.
Elections are due to take place in April, where the future of Greenland as an independent state will no doubt take centre stage. However, what's not clear is exactly what independence means and whether the EU is to be invited to play a significant role in Greenland's future. A delegation from the Renew Group in the European Parliament met with members of the government as well as private and public industries and academics. They say Europe will stand by Greenland and respect its citizens' future aspirations.
I do understand the desire to have more autonomy, but I also want to make clear that, I mean, even Denmark, even France, even Germany, no country nowadays can really talk about, we can do everything on our own. We need to stick together. I wouldn't say that Denmark has been letting Greenland down, but probably we have not paid enough attention, and at least I do recognize the fact that, being more eye to eye in the way that we talk together. I do think there's something there to be worked on.
Both the government here in Greenland and the EU are treading carefully when it comes to Trump's demands. They realise that America's overtures to resource-rich Greenland is spurring on the independence movement. Moreover, they're deeply concerned that an ally is threatening to take over territory. Shona Murray, Euronews, Nuuk, Greenland.
US President Donald Trump threatened to expand his trade war on Sunday, turning his attention across the Atlantic. He told reporters import taxes will, quote, definitely happen with the European Union and possibly with the United Kingdom as well.
UK is out of line, but I'm sure I think that one can be worked out. But the European Union it's an atrocity.
While striking a firm tone with the EU, Trump sounded more conciliatory towards Britain and its new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer.
Well, Prime Minister Starmer's been very nice. We've had a couple of meetings. We've had numerous phone calls. We're getting along very well. And we'll see whether or not we can balance out our budget. With the European Union, it's $350 billion deficit. So obviously something's going to take place there.
Trump's comments came just a day after world leaders in Mexico and Canada ordered retaliatory tariffs on American goods and put a strain on recovering EU-UK relations. Starmer is meeting with EU leaders in Brussels on Monday as he aims to, quote, reset relations with the bloc.
At least 19 people were killed and several others injured on Monday when a car bomb exploded on the outskirts of a city in northern Syria. Local defense authorities said the car on the outskirts of the city of Manjib detonated next to a vehicle carrying agricultural workers. According to the emergency officials, the dead included 18 women and 1 man, while around 15 women were wounded in the explosion. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack. It was the second deadly car bomb explosion in the area in 3 days. On Saturday, local media reported 4 civilians were killed and 9 others were injured by a blast in Manjib's city center. Manjib in northeastern Aleppo province continues to experience violence even after the downfall of President Bashar al-Assad in December.
With less than a month until the German elections, MPs are warning that authoritarian states, including Russia, are using disinformation to stoke instability. The German Foreign Ministry identified the doppelganger group of being behind fake news social media accounts in Germany. CSU politician Thomas Erndl confirmed that the government is aware Russia is trying to influence elections in Europe, especially in Poland and in Germany.
Also Russland versucht es massiv. Es wird sicher Auswirkungen haben. Also der Zulauf zur AfD zum Beispiel, der beruht ja genau auf diesen Mechanismen Zweifel an unserem Staat, an unseren Institutionen zu säen, zu verbreiten, dass nichts funktioniert, dass Ausländer und Flüchtlinge ein großes Problem sind.
Euronews requested a comment from the Russian embassy in Berlin regarding the allegations, but received no response before publication.
Und dem muss man von den Institutionen etwas entgegensetzen. Wir müssen uns da noch besser aufstellen. Es gibt da erste Versuche, erste Initiativen, auch im Innenministerium. Wir brauchen mehr Geld, damit diese Institutionen dann auch gut ausgestattet sind. Wir müssen vor allem moderne Technik zum Einsatz bringen, künstliche Intelligenz, die hilft in der Analyse dieser Vorgänge. Aber wir brauchen vor allem auch eine Aufklärung und ein Bewusstsein in der Bevölkerung. Und ich glaube, da haben wir noch einen weiten Weg.
Green politician Konstantin von Notz told Euronews that authoritarian states like Russia and China export democratic vulnerabilities through disinformation.
Die Nachrichtendienste sind auch ein wichtiges Mittel, dieser Einflussnahme entgegenzuwirken. Hier brauchen wir zum einen natürlich eine bessere Ausstattung, mehr Personal, aber vor allem auch mehr rechtliche Befugnisse. Und ich glaube, dass das Pendel wieder etwas zurückschwingen muss auf die Betrachtung der Sicherheitsanforderungen und wir deswegen den Diensten auch wieder mehr Rechte einräumen müssen.
Erndl recommends strong European coordination to tackle disinformation, especially if perpetrators are located abroad. Von Notz criticises both the EU and German Interior Ministry for failing to tackle the problem of disinformation adequately.